ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता शिवशाखान्वितंश्च ये कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांदा राधा कांदा नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसूक्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणां नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं जयदं सुहृदो पङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्बुजो राधा मदन मोहनो तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहृदावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपं परमानंद पाठाय प्रेम वर्षी अक्षराय ते सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्री कृष्णाय नमोस्तु मे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा हरि ओम तत्सत। So welcome all the devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, second sloka onwards. यस्यांभसि शयानस्यां योगनिद्रं विदन्वतां नाभिहृदाम्बुजादासीत् ब्रह्म विश्वास्रजम्पतिः। यस्यांभसि शयानस्य योगनिद्रं विदन्वतां नाभिहृदाम्बुजाद् आसीत् ब्रह्म विश्वास्रजम्पतिः। ओके, जोमी माता जी।
कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे कृष्णा।
यस्यम्बस्ति शायानस्य योगनिद्रां वियानत्वा नाभिहृत्वाम्बुजदासी ब्रह्मा विश्वसृजाम्पदी।
Very bold. Vandana Mataji, can you please read the translation?
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
A part of the Pashwa lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprout a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower atop the stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, become manifest.
Very good. So a part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. From the navel lake of his body sprouts a lotus stem, and from the lotus flower atop this stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in this universe, becomes manifest. So, what it means, a part of Purusha lies down within the water of the universe. Who is that? What's the meaning of that? A part of the Purusha lies down within the water of the universe.
They are both Vishnu. Garbhagosai Vishnu.
Garbhodaya.
Yes, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Because the original Mahavishnu from whom all the universes manifest, he further expands and enters each and every universe as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So that is a part of Purusha. Okay. Where he lies down in Garbhodaka ocean. And from his navel, what comes? Sprouts a lotus stem. And that lotus stem grows, and the flower on top of that is the Brahmaloka or Satyaloka, where Lord Brahma resides. So that is what it said that, and from the lotus flower atop his stem, Brahma, the master of all engineers in the universe, become manifest. So what do you mean by the master of all engineers? So what is the meaning of that?
From
Create-
Brahma. Oh, Mataji.
Yeah, from Brahma. Yes, we
Mataji, you can tell. Mataji, you can tell. I interrupted you.
yeah.
I know, my understanding is Creator Vishnu.
What is that?
Creator Vishnu.
No.
Prabhuji,
What is the meaning of
from
Brahma, the
Brahma,
master of all engineers? Why is the master of all engineers?
from Brahma, the creation started, no, Prabhuji. From Brahma,
He is
came,
the
then
secondary
next.
creator. He is the master of all engineers. He is the chief engineer. Under him, there are so many junior engineers. Yes, who is the master? Who is the chief engineer? Lord Brahma. Right? And under him, there are so many, like Vayu, Varuna, Surya, Soma, all are different engineers under him. So he's the chief. Lord has appointed Lord Brahma as the secondary creator. He is the chief engineer of the universe. So that's why, here it said the master of all engineers in the universe becomes manifest. So the
Prabhuji,
first, yeah.
one question is that, like Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and in the lotus, in the stem, and then there is lotus and Brahma is sitting.
Yeah.
But there are many universes, no?
Yeah, this is only one universe. We are talking about one universe.
This is only one particular universe.
Yeah, one particular universe. In multiple universes, Garbhasai Vishnu expands in that, and this, what you call, Garbhasai Vishnu expands as Garbhasai Vishnu, enters in each and every universe. Now we are talking about one particular universe in which
One particular.
we are resident of.
Okay.
So in each and every universe, he expands Karnasai Vishnu or Mahavishnu as Garbhasai Vishnu and enter. Okay, and in each universe there are Brahmas. According to the size of the universe, different Brahmas. Our Brahma in this particular universe is four-headed Chadurmukha Brahma. In our universe, Chadurmukha Brahma. Right? But in other universes, it is said that 10-headed, 100-headed, 1,000-headed, like that. It goes according to the size of the universe. It's very difficult for us to conceive that, but it is true because there is a Leela when Lord Brahma, the Brahma of this particular universe, Chaturmukha Brahma, wanted to meet Krishna in Dwaraka. So he came. Lord Brahma wanted to have an appointment. So he wanted to have the darshan of Krishna in Dwaraka. He came. So at the doorstep, the guards asked, the Dwarpalakas asked, was requested so that he wants to have the darshan of Krishna. So then immediately the Dwarpalakas went and informed Lord Krishna that Brahma has come. He wants to see you. So Krishna told them, please go and ask which Brahma. So the Dwarpalaka came and asked, the Lord is asking which Brahma. So Brahma was bewildered. Which Brahma? I'm the only Brahma. As far as I know, there are no other Brahmas. So why is in this question in the first place? Then anyway, just because the question was raised, so he said, Chaturmukha Brahma. So the Dwarapalaka went and informed, so Krishna, please ask him to come in. So when he went there in that darbar, in that Sudama hall, okay, Sudama hall, right? Yeah. He's seeing that there are 10-headed Brahma, 100-headed Brahma, 1,000-headed Brahma, like that. They're all paying obeisances to Supreme Lord Krishna, and tumultuous sound of touching the helmet of each and every Brahma on the floor. Tumultuous sound. Then he understood, oh, I am very insignificant. I am not the only Brahma. There are so many Brahmas who are managing different universes. So this is Krishna's Leela to make him understand that he is not the only Brahma. One should not be perplexed. Oh, I am the top. I am the only person. I am the only person who is assisting the Supreme Lord. No, there are so many universes, so many Brahmas, so many Garbhasai Vishnu. But Mahavishnu is only one. Because from his bodily pose, all the universes are coming. Chirasai Vishnu, he also expands so many as Paramatma. So that's why Brahma is the master of engineers of this particular universe. And another universe, there's another Brahma. According to the size of that universe, different Brahmas. So the first Purusha is the Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. In other words, is also known as Mahavishnu. From his skin holes, innumerable universes have sprung up. As he exhales, as he breathes out, innumerable universes are getting manifested from his skin pores. You must have observed the photo in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mahavishnu is lying down in the causal ocean, and there are so many bubble-like universes coming from his skin pores. So, in each and every universe, the Purusha enters. He further expands. Who? Karanodaka Vishnu or Mahavishnu as Garbhasai Vishnu. He is lying within the half of the universe, which is full of water of his body. So from his body comes the perspiration, and the universe is filled with his perspiration, half universe. On that water, he is lying down. So half of the universe is covered by water of his own body. And from the navel of Garbhasai Vishnu has sprung the stem of the lotus flower, the birthplace of Brahma, who is the father of all living beings and the master of all demigods, engineers, engaged in the perfect design and working of the universal order. So from his navel sprouts a lotus stem, and it goes, and on the top, the Satyaloka, the Brahmaloka, where Lord Brahma designed. And in that stem are the 14 planetary system. Upper planetary system, middle planetary system, lower planetary system. Okay. So that Brahma is the father of all living beings. He is the father of all living beings and master of all demigod engineers, engaged in the perfect design and working of the universal order. So they're all appointed by the Supreme Lord to manage the universal affairs. And they carry out the orders of Supreme Lord so precisely, so perfectly, there will be no flaws. So perfect. Within the stem of the lotus, there are 14 divisions of planetary system. 14 planetary system. We know Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, like that. And up also, Bhur, Bhur, Swarg, Jana, Mahar, Tapa, and Satya, like that. There are 40 planetary systems. So upward there are, within the stem of the lotus, there are 14 divisions of planet system, and the earthly planets are situated in the middle. We have to understand it's not just Earth. Middle planetary systems, not just one planet Earth, many planets. There are many deeps, 7 deeps, having multiple, in each deep also again further divided to 9 varshas, again it is divided to further 9 khandas. So it's a planetary system. We know of only this one Earth. Then people will say, why we can't see that? If there are many We cannot see. We can see only some. Because our perception, our sense perception is not suitable to perceive those planets. It's not just, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension. It is said that 64 dimensions are there. We can make out only up to 2 or 3 or 4 maximum. So all are different dimensions. Our senses cannot perceive those. It is there. Just like there are so many bacteria, okay, in the atmosphere. Can we see them? No. But does it mean that it's not there? It is there. Similarly, these are all beyond our perception, beyond our sense perception. So Jambudvip is there. In Jambudvip, Bharatavarsha is there. So where is the Dvip? We cannot see it, but it is there. Because it is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is Amara Purana. Okay, it is not man-made. It is coming directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the incarnation called Vyasadeva. Okay. So this is true. Unfortunately, we don't have the senses to perceive them. So we say we cannot see, so we don't believe it. Scientists say. That's why it is said that 14 planet system, 7 up and 6 below. So including Earth, it is 7 and up 7, 14 planet system. So it's not one planet. So what we can see that, there are, even the scientists agree there are how many planets? 9 planets. Jupiter, Mars, and like that. Saturn. So there are 9. That is visible. But others are not visible because our senses are not capable of seeing that. So downwards from the earthly planetary system, there are 7 lower planetary systems inhabited by the asuras and similar other materialistic. Even forget about the living beings up above us. Even the living beings down we cannot see. We cannot see. So the higher you go, the subtler they are. Here, we are all made up of, our body is made up of Panchabhuta, right? Of which the gross is the earth. In earth, everything is there. So when we use the earth, all other elements are also there. What are those? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. All of them are there in earth. But as you go further, the denizens of the higher universes, living entities of higher universes are made of predominantly other elements like water, air, and fire, ether. How can we see? If a person is predominantly made of water, will not be able to see. With air, how can we see? With fire still we can see. Right? So as you go higher, it will become subtler and our perception will be weaker because we cannot see. We can see only gross. We cannot see subtle. Can we see the mind? So does it mean that we don't have mind? Can we see the intelligence? No. So it doesn't mean that we don't have intelligence. Similarly, these are all subtle. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumirapo analo vayu kamano buddhirevacha ahankara idiyame bhinna prakriti ashtada. Okay. Bhumi, apo, analo, vayu, kam. These are all gross elements. And what is that? Apo, analo, vayu, kam, mano, buddhi, ahankara. Man, buddhi, ahankara. These are all subtle elements which we cannot see. So this is subtle, which can be acknowledged, but it's there. So the scientists, what they see, that which we cannot see with our senses or with our extended senses. What is the extended senses? Their instruments. It doesn't exist. And subtler than the subtle, that is, the mind, intelligence, false ego, is the Atma. Subtler than that is Atma. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, the Atma cannot be destroyed, it cannot be burnt, it cannot be cut into pieces, it cannot be wet, it cannot be withered. Okay. And the size of the Atma is also given, Siddha Upanishad, is 1 by 10,000 part of the tip of the hair. So how can we see with our naked eyes, or how can we see even with microscopes? It's not possible. So that's why they say no soul, because they cannot see it. They cannot see by experiment. Science means observation, hypothesis, experiment, and evidence. Isn't it? So with this, they will not be able to see any subtle, especially the Atma. So they say there is no Atma. But then when a person leaves the body, we say he left the body. So what is that? When we say he or she left the body, then who is leaving the body? The person is lying there. His head is there. All his limbs are there. But who is the person who is leaving the body? We say that, no? But who is that person? So there is no answer. Now they have come to a conclusion, there is some God particle or something like that. So every day science is trying to find out more and more, but it's very difficult. Even if they try to find out things with their limited senses, they will not reach anywhere. It's not just one universe. It's not few planets. There are billions and millions of universes, the structure of which is only known to the Supreme Lord. Even Lord Brahma was bewildered. Indra was bewildered. We know the story. So what to speak of people like us? Brahma, the secondary creator of this universe, is bewildered. He didn't know that there were other universes. Because when he was born from Garbhosai Vishnu, he did not know anything, who he is, what is the source of his creation, what is the purpose of his creation, nothing he knew. So he was instructed by a celestial voice to do tapa, to perform austerities. And he did austerities for 100 celestial years. Then he got the knowledge from the Supreme Lord, who he is, what is the purpose of his creation, what he should do, all these things. So even he was not revealed when he was born, but it is by the mercy of the Supreme Lord he got on the knowledge. Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Muhyandiyat Suraya. So all the required knowledge was imparted to his Hridaya. He did not take the book and read and understand. The knowledge required for Brahma for secondary creation was imparted to his heart by the Supreme Lord. When Dhruva wanted to glorify the Supreme Lord, when he had the darshan of the Supreme Lord, he was just 5 years old. He didn't know how to glorify the Supreme Lord. So after seeing the beauty of the Supreme Lord, he was wonderstruck. Who is this personality? And he wanted to glorify, he didn't know. But then the Lord with his conscience just touched the cheek. Okay. Just by that, he was imparted with the sufficient knowledge to glorify the Supreme Lord. Then he started glorifying the Supreme Lord. So whatever we have, it is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. We are not the doer, we are not the controller, we are not the master. And it is not our property. We have been awarded this knowledge and whatever we are enjoying by the Supreme Lord. So without his mercy, we won't be talking about him at all. It is his mercy that we are able to talk. Even to just lift the hand, his permission is required. If you think that I should not lift my hand, I will not be able to lift my hand. That's it. So even the Lord Brahma, who is the secondary creator, was perplexed. So downwards from the earthly planetary system, there are 7 lower planetary systems inhabited by the Asuras and similar other materialistic living beings. There are so many. Asura, the more you go away from Krishna, the more you will be pushed down towards the lower planetary system. the more you go higher, you will be going closer to Krishna. We are somewhere in the middle. Okay? We are not asuras nor demigods. But this place is working like a springboard. It's easy to go to the spiritual world. It's not easy from there nor from down. So this is a very easy place. So that's why even demigods wants to take birth on the earth so that it's easy to go back home, back to order. The process is very easy. Lifespan is less. So many, what do you call it? Facilities are there. That's why even they want to come to the material plane, earthly plane, get birth here, so that it is easy for them to go. So from Garbha Sai Vishnu, there is expansion of Kshetra Sai Vishnu, who is the collective Paramatma of all living beings. So Kshetra Sai Vishnu is the collective Paramatma of all the living beings, not just human beings, all the living beings. So Garbha Sai Vishnu further expands as Kshetra Sai Vishnu and enters each and every atom. It enters each and every living being as Paramatma. That's why it's known as collective Paramatma of all living beings. He is called Hari. And from him, all incarnations within the universe are expanded. So all the incarnation who descends to this material world comes through the medium of Kshetra Sai Vishnu. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Purusha Avatara is manifested in three features. So here we are talking about the three Purusha Avataras of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First being Karna Uttaka Sai Vishnu or Mahavishnu. Second, Garbha Sai Vishnu. Third, Kshetra Sai Vishnu. Who creates aggregate material ingredients, the Mahatattva. The first one, Karna Sai Vishnu, Mahavishnu, he creates the aggregate material ingredients called Mahatattva. All the material ingredients called Mahatattva. Second, the Garbha Sai Vishnu, who enters in each and every universe. Vivek Prabhu, he enters in each and every universe. And third, Kshetra Sai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic or inorganic. See, it's very clear. Every material object, organic or inorganic. So what is a material object? How do you define? What do you understand by this? Kshetra Sai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic or inorganic. What do you understand by this? Can anyone explain?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Organic and inorganic means living being or non-living thing?
Yes. Living, non-living.
Yeah.
Okay. So why they said material object? If it is living and you're right. Okay, living and non-living. Can you give me some examples of living and non-living?
Living like human and all the animals and whatever the insects we are living. Non-living things we can say whatever we are using for to survive our life actually.
You can say, take the furnitures.
Sorry,
Chair,
furniture and
table,
all
sofa.
this.
You know, okay.
This is first
Where you
class
are sitting?
thing.
Where you are sitting now? Where you are sitting now?
On the sofa.
Is it a living thing?
No.
Right? So living and non-living, organic and inorganic. But then why they say, who is the Paramatma of every material object? Uma, what's the answer?
മെറ്റീരിയൽ വേൾഡിലുള്ള എല്ലാ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റും അങ്ങനെയല്ലേ പോകും?
No, not that. This body is material. This becomes conscious when the Lord and the Jivatma enters. Otherwise, it's dead body, dead matter. It's a matter only. When the soul leaves the body, this becomes what? Jada, matter. So, in this body, when the soul enters, only there is life. If the soul leaves, there is no life. So it becomes matter. So it's a matter. This body is matter, basically. So in the chair also there is Supreme Lord Paramatma Akshara Vishnu. In the atoms, each and every atom of this mass, this jada, chair, table, sofa, or TV, or photo, whatever you take, it's all matter. It has no life. But the living beings, it has life, organic. But why it has life? Because there is Paramatma, Jivatma, and Paramatma there. There's spirit, what is it? Spiritual spark. So the Jivatma is the part of the Supreme Spirit, and Paramatma is the expansion of the Supreme Spirit. One is Vibhinnamsha, one is Swamsha. That's the only difference. Both are spirit. Jivatma is Anu. Anu means very, very minute, infinitesimal. Paramatma is infinite, great, Vibhu. So that is what it means. Shradha Vishnu. Shradha Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of every material object, organic or inorganic. One who knows these plenary features of the personality of Godhead knows Godhead properly. And thus the knower becomes freed from material conditions of birth and death, but death, old age, disease, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Mahatattva, how do we define
Mahatattva is all the material ingredients. There are mainly in this material world, in the Sankhya Yoga, they have given 24 material elements, starting with 5 gross elements, knowledge acquiring, senses, and working senses. Then sense objects are covered in that, and the subtle body, that mind, intention, false ego. Okay, then what you call 3 gunas. I think that's also there. Then Kala, this is all there. Then above that is Atma, above that is Paramatma. So material objects are this 24. So this are all Mahatattva. That's why he said, who creates aggregate material ingredients in the Mahatattva. So in this sloka, the subject matter of Mahavishnu is summarized. The Mahavishnu, so who is Mahavishnu? Karna Uddaka Sai Vishnu, the first Vishnu. Mahavishnu lies down in some part of the spiritual sky. And what is that spiritual sky called? Causal ocean. By his own free will. Okay. It is not, no, see, he is not instructed by somebody, you have to go and lie down from tomorrow onwards. Nobody is giving instruction. Please, from tomorrow onwards, your duty is to just lie down on the causal ocean. No, it's on his sweet will. Thus, he lies on the ocean of Karana. Karana means cause. That's why it's called causal ocean. From where he glances over the material nature, he glances. So that portion where he glances is called Pradhan. And at one creates innumerable universes, just as in due course a tree decorates itself with innumerable grown fruits. The seed of the tree is sown by the cultivator, and the tree or creeper in due course becomes manifested with so many fruits. Nothing can take place without a cause. Nothing can take place without a cause. So this universe also cannot be created without any cause. If there is a creation, there should be a creator. Right? If there is a creation, there should be a creator. You know, in your room, there is a beautiful scenery. picture. If somebody asks, who brought this? Who drew this? Who made this? So we'll say so and so name, isn't it? We cannot say it just came like that, just came like that. Nobody can say that. So if there is a creation, there is a creator. If there is a cause, there is an effect. If there is a cause, there is an effect. So the Karana ocean is therefore called the causal ocean. Karana means causal. We should not foolishly accept the atheistic theory of creation. What is the atheistic theory? Big Bang theory. Okay. Big Bang theory. The description of the atheist is given in the Bhagavad Gita. The atheist does not believe in the creator, but he cannot give a good theory to explain the creation. So the non-believers, the atheist, they don't believe in the creator, but they cannot explain how this creation came into existence. That they cannot explain. Material nature has no power to create without the power of the Purusha. Now we are getting the electricity, that bulb is giving us light. But what's the source? The powerhouse, isn't it? Like that, this creation is there. Who is the source? The creator. So just as Prakriti or women cannot produce a child without the connection of a Purusha or man, the Purusha impregnates and the Prakriti delivers. Okay? So even in the material world, it's like that. Man and woman, without their union, children cannot be produced. We should not expect milk from the fleshy bags on the neck of a goat, although they look like breastly nipples. We have seen the goat, they also have some nipple. It is not the nipple of the cow. We should not think that we will also get milk from that goat's nipple, which is there on its cheeks and on its neck. So similarly, we should not expect any creative power from the material ingredients. We must believe in the power of the Purusha who impregnates Prakriti or nature. Now, see, just we have cements. Cement is there, and what you call stone, bricks, wood, everything is there. We have kept everything ready. On its own, can they manifest a building? We have brought everything there. The iron is there, okay. The wood is there, the bricks are there, cement is there, all other material required for a building is there. Everything we have collected and kept it. Today we have kept, tomorrow it will become a building. It is not possible. So there should be a creator. Material ingredients has been given by the Supreme Lord to Brahma, and Brahma is the chief engineer. He is creating. So Prakriti or nature, because the Lord wished to lie down in meditation, the material energy created innumerable universes at once. In each of them, the Lord lay down, and thus all the planets and the different paraphernalia were created at once by the will of the Lord. So simply by willing, creation takes place. Simply by the will of the Lord, creation. Can we do that simply by willing? No. We have to work hard. We have to put in a lot of effort. But as far as the Supreme Lord is concerned, simply by willing, everything happens. Simply by his drishti, his glance, all the jivas are impregnated into this material nature, just by glance. But as far as we are concerned, to beget children, the male and female should unite. Without that, it's not possible. So the Lord has unlimited potencies, and thus he can act as he likes by perfect planning. Although personally he has nothing to do. He has unlimited potencies, and each and every all the potencies work just like an automated system. he doesn't have to put in a lot of effort. Oh, tomorrow, how should I create? Okay, from where should I start? Everything is meticulously designed and it works in a sequential order as per his desire. We don't have to, and he doesn't have to make a plan like us. We have to make plans, blueprint. Okay, we have to call all the engineers, get their idea, and make a blueprint. Then get all the paraphernalia for building the building. Then it takes few years to construct the building. But for Lord, it's not necessary. So, perfect planning. Although personally he has nothing to do, he doesn't do anything. Simply by willing, by thinking, it is possible. No one is greater than or equal to him. That is the verdict of the Vedas. No one is greater or equal to him. So, what is the word in Sanskrit for that? No one is greater than or equal to him. What is the word in Sanskrit? No one knows. How many times have I told?
Bhagavan.
Bhagwan, yes, definitely. What's the Sanskrit term for this particular? No one is greater than or equal to him. So many times I've told. Asama urdhva. Asama urdhva. Asama urdhva. Asama. Nobody is equal. Urdhva. Above. Okay. So no one is greater than or equal to him means asama urdhva. Is asama urdhva. He is one without a second. So that is the verdict of the Vedas. So any questions or any comments in this particular verse?
So Prabhuji, so on this, like Vaikuntha is beyond this material universe,
Yeah.
right?
It's beyond this material world. After this universe, there are 7 layers of this what you call elements. Okay, earth, water, fire, air, like that. And each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous layer. You have to penetrate that. Then there is Virija river, causal ocean. Then there is Brahma Jyoti. Then beyond that Brahma Jyoti is Vaikuntha.
We have to cross that astral ocean, means where Vishnu is.
Causal ocean, in a sea. Once we are purified, Vishnu Sudas will take us. Hassle-free travel, no problem. But we should be purified before we are eligible to go there. But those who are going downwards to hell, passing through the Vaitarani river is very, very troublesome. Because, as I told you, the Vaitarani river is with so many aquatics, wild sharks and timingalas, and the water is stool, urine, pus, like that. Those are sinful, they have to pass that. And as we pass all this shark and all this, they will start biting us, crocodile and all. And you can just imagine if the that Vaidaran is not with water, with stool, pus, urine and all, you can imagine how we can go through that. So this is for the sinful personalities.
And I have here, Prabhuji, that when you have to cross Vaitarani, you have to catch the tail of a cow.
What is that? I didn't.
When you are crossing the Vaitarani, you have to catch the tail of a cow and then you have to cross.
Yeah, that's so
it
many
right?
detailed descriptions are given in Garuda Purana and some in Bhagavatam also about the hells. There are 28 hells given in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the description of that 28 hells are given briefly. But if you want little more elaborate, we can go and read Garuda Purana. A small book, Laws of Nature, is also there. Prabhupada's
Yeah,
small book.
Mother Eater. Mataji told me, yes, yes. And then Prabhuji, this Brahma has 4 heads, is it because of the 4 Vedas or?
Yeah, Brahma has 4 heads and 4 Vedas are also there. Okay, and Brahma was given first Chatusloki of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the seed verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. And from there he expanded by the blessings of the Supreme Lord. So then 4 Vedas, then there are 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, Samhitas, Aranyakas, like that, so many. It's not possible for us to study and understand all these literatures, especially we are living in the age of Kali, our lifespan is short, so it's not possible. So what is required is Bhagavad Gita, all the Siddhartha is there, all the philosophical, the doctrines, everything is there. And further, Srimad Bhagavatam is there. These 2 books, if you read and understand, then it is easy for us to go back home, back to what it is. It's not necessary for us to read all the literature. It's not possible also. One lifetime is not enough. But those who are interested, yes, they can still read it, but it's not necessary. If our purpose is to return home back to Godhead, these 2 books are more than enough. Of course, Prabhupada says 4 books, books are enough. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and I think Nectar of Devotion, I think. So this 4 books. So if Bhagavad Gita is, graduation, Bhagavatam is post-graduation, Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD. Like that, he says. So, like, can we go take one more sloka? You all have time,
Yes,
right?
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, no problem.
So text 3. Yasya vayava samsthanai kalpito loka vistara tad vai bhagavato rupam vishuddham sattvam urjitam. Yasya vayava samsthanai kalpito loka vistara tad vai bhagavato rupam vishuddham sattvam urjitam. Okay, Uma, can you please recite?
यस्यावयवसंस्थाने कल्पितो लोकविस्तरः तद्वै भगवतो रूपं विशुद्धं सत्त्वमूर्जितम्.
Vivek Prabhu, translation please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
It is believed that all the universal planetary system are situated on the extensive body of the Purusha, but he has nothing to do with the created material ingredients. His body is eternally in spiritual existence par excellence.
So here it is said that it is believed that all the universal planetary systems are situated on the extensive body of the Purusha, but it has nothing to do with the created material ingredients. His body is eternally in spiritual existence par excellence. So all the universal planetary system, Lord Krishna shows in the 11th chapter the universal form of the Supreme Lord, Virat Purusha, right? Vishwarupa. So the whole planetary systems are there in the extensive body of this Virat Purusha. So everything is there in the body of Virat Purusha. But still, he has no business in this material world. He is aloof. He is not directly controlling anything. Although he is there, but he is aloof. He is enjoying his leelas in his Gaura Govardhavana. Okay. So the conception of the Virat Rupa or Vishwarupa of the Supreme Absolute Truth is especially meant for the neophyte who can hardly think of the transcendental form of the Supreme Personality. So again, we have to understand that this Virat Rupa or Vishwarupa is not there in the spiritual world. This is a form meant for the atheistic people, just to make them understand that this material world has not been created just by accident. There's a creator. That's why Lord Krishna also showed the Virat Rupa to Arjuna, so that in future the atheists also should know that there is a creator behind this. But this is a material form. This form is a material form. This is not transcendental form. The neophyte, the beginners think that, okay, this is it. Ultimately, this is Virat Rupa is everything. But Virat Rupa is not an eternal form. It is only in this material world. This form is not there in the spiritual world. That's why they don't know that there is a spiritual form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To him, a form means something of this material world, and therefore an opposite conception of the Absolute is necessary in the beginning to concentrate the mind on the power extension of the Supreme Lord. So, those people who are less intelligent cannot comprehend the spiritual form because they cannot see. What they cannot see, they will not believe. So, just for them to give some faith, there is some creator. So, this Virat Rupa was exhibited. So, that's the reason. And this Virat Rupa is temporary. This Rupa comes only, and again, this Rupa is not available in the spiritual. If this was transcendent and spiritual, this Rupa should have been there in the transcendent abode. It's not there. So this is the opposite conception of the Absolute is necessary in the beginning to concentrate the mind on the power extension of the Supreme Lord. As stated above, the Lord extends his potency in the form of the Mahatattva, which includes all material ingredients. The extension of power by the Lord and the Lord himself personally are one in one sense, but at the same time, the Mahatattva is different from the Lord. Okay, so the extensions of the of power of the Lord and the Lord himself personally are one and same, but at the same time, Mahatattva is different from the Lord. Achinda Beda Abeda Tattva like. Okay. Therefore, the potency of the Lord and the Lord are simultaneously different and non-different. Just like when we say the father and son, they're one and same. Simultaneously one, at the same time different. Okay, if father cannot go to a place where he is invited, he sent his son as a representative. So from that sense, okay, they're both father and son are same, but still they are separate. Similarly, the potency and the potent are one and same, but still it is different. Potency is different from potent. The conception of the Virat Purusha, especially for the impersonalists, is thus non-different from the eternal form of the Lord. This eternal form of the Lord exists prior to the creation of the Mahatattva. So we have to understand the Supreme Lord. That is what we read in the 2 slokas before, I think, right? It is not in this. It is in the Chatur sloka, 6th sloka. The Creator, the Supreme Lord, existed before the creation of this material world. So he is not part of the material world. He was there before the creation. So this eternal form of the Lord exists prior to the creation of the Mahatattva, and it is stressed here that the eternal form of the Lord is par excellence spiritual or transcendental to the modes of material nature. So he is not coming under the clutches of the 3 modes of material nature. His form is spiritual. His form is spiritual, transcendental. whereas we are under the clutches of the three modes of material nature. The very same transcendental form of the Lord is manifested by his internal potency and the formation of his multifarious manifestations of incarnations, always of the same transcendent quality, without any touch of the Mahat Tattva. So when he takes avatara, when he descends in his different incarnations, his forms, all forms are transcendental, and there is not even a tinge of touch of the Mahat Tattva in any of his form, because he is spiritual. Whereas our form are all gross, all made of Mahat Tattva. Jada, gross matter. His form and he himself are non-different. Our body and our soul are different. The soul resides in this body. Soul is spirit and the body is matter. Whereas the Supreme Lord is a spiritual body, spiritual, what do you call it? The spirit, everything, there is no difference, all one and same. Okay, is it clear? Or any confusion?
So that means, Prabhuji, all thus avatara is spiritual form.
Yeah. Although they are in the material world, although we see them as why they are coming like that for us to see. Otherwise, we won't be able to. If he comes in his spiritual form, it is spiritual form only, but we won't be able to see. That's why he also comes like us. Avajananti mamuda manushim tanu mashridam. Param bhava majanando mama bhoda maheswaram. Okay, they come in human form just so that we can interact with him. We can see him. But we should not mistake that his body is also like us. His body is not like us. His body is spiritual. But people mistake him like, he is one among us. He is not. His body is transcendental. He is not implicated within this material nature of three modes of material nature. But we are. So everything about the Supreme Lord is spiritual, transcendental, beyond the three modes of material nature. His body is not made of gross elements like ours. His body is spiritual. There is no difference between his body and soul. So these are the things we have to understand as far as the Supreme Lord is concerned. Whereas our body is made up of matter, Vayu come, soul is spirit. Spirit is part of that Supreme Spirit. And this spirit, Jivatma, is covered with matter. When Jivatma leaves the body, matter has no value. As long as Jivatma is there within the body, when we fall sick, we spend millions of rupees just to cure us, isn't it? But the moment the Jivatma leaves the body, we discard that. It's no value. They say the value of the body without the soul is 110 rupees. That is the value of the body. But when the soul is there, millions and billions of people are ready to spend millions of rupees just to protect the body because the soul is there. When the soul is not there, it is just the chemical value. And that chemical put together is just 110 rupees. That is what scientists say. So we are worth 110 rupees without the soul. Okay, maybe that time it was 110, maybe it is now 10,000 rupees. Like this, inflation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even Prabhuji, like, like Ram Avatar, like Krishna Avatar. So like even it is like a human form, but even still that body is spiritual. That is what.
Spiritual, yes. That's why Krishna specifically says, categorically says that avajananti mamuda manushim tanumasno. Fools deride me when I come in human form. They mistake me as one among them, as a, as matter, body, gross body, this and that.
Yeah.
I am not one among them. Just to facilitate for them to see, interact with me. आदान प्रदान करने के लिए, reciprocal dealings के लिए, he comes in the human form, but his body is spiritual. Total, everything is spiritual. And he's beyond the three modes of material nature. Nothing, no karma affects him. He's not supposed to do any karma, but still he does. Not karma, activity. And without any reaction for his activity. When we do an activity, there will be a reaction. But when he does, there's no reaction because he's spiritual, he's transcendental. He's not bound by the reactions of his actions. We are bound. Okay, Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhesya, Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha, Patidanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavadi ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai.